Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Crown and today we are going to have some more stories that I hope that you will enjoy. But before we start, it would be so much appreciated if you would subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and maybe leave a comment down below. These simple clicks would mean a lot to the future of this channel and really reward the effort that I put in every day. And now, without further ado, let's go! Today's story is entitled Mother and Daughter Try to Scam a Hotel Restaurant. I'm the food and beverage manager at a hotel that is right next to one of the most beautiful mountains in my country. That said, the hotel is literally in the middle of nowhere. A 20-kilometer drive from the nearest main road into town. When it comes to bookings for the restaurant, the bookings are made at reception and the information goes in our booking file, which I check every day. I only get hands-on involved when the booking consists of 20 or more people. Any less than that is left to the restaurant supervisors, as I've started giving them more responsibilities. Now on to the main story. Our reservations managers called me one day asking me to come take a look at an event that was just booked at our hotel. 25 guests. A woman, our entitled daughter, wants to have a birthday celebration for her mother's 52nd birthday. I think easy peasy. I get in touch with her, send her my wine and drinks list. She chooses what she wants and prepays for the drinks. Easy, 7,000 bucks. A week goes by and I get called by the reservation manager. My lady has upped her booking to 50 guests now. Immediately I'm thinking, oh darn. The space she reserved for her celebration can hold maybe 40 people max, and she's bringing a few children as well. I got in touch with her again and explained that we will have to move her to our main restaurant area as the West Wing won't accommodate all her guests. I advised her that she can gladly choose our private venue, which is downstairs, mainly for conferences, but we'll have to pay an additional $7,000 for venue hire, and she opted for the restaurant. Side note, I mentioned the conference space as she wanted identical tables and chairs. Our restaurant has a mix of styles. I absolutely hate it, but anyway, I let her know that will be fine. And then I ask if she wants to keep her buffet option the same, to finalize what is due to cater for the additional people attending. She lets me know that she wants it the same as her original option, and I must just let her know what else is outstanding so that she can pay it. I'm thinking, great, awesome client. Will be a smooth evening as we are getting the finer details done 2 weeks prior. But would I be posting here if that were the case? I chat to the manager, we reconcile all her POPs and get a final amount due. I call the entitled woman back and let her know that about $8,000 is due, and she's absolutely shocked. And she asks, "But why so much?" And this is how the conversation went. "Ma'am, you have only paid $5,000 so far, excluding your drinks. The total amount for the food is $13,250 bucks." "But I've already paid so much money. Why am I being charged so much for the food?" "Well, you will be having 50 guests, and the buffet option you have chosen is $265 bucks per person. This comes to $13,250 bucks. With you already having paid $5,000, this leaves $8,250 bucks due." "No, then something wasn't explained to me properly. When I spoke to the manager, she said that the buffet option that I chose, I only have to pay for 30 guests, and then I can add people on it if I want." Me trying to comprehend what this grown woman had just said to me. "Ma'am, the buffet option that you chose can only be provided if you're booking at 30 people minimum. Then every person you add onto that is charged on top of that." No. This was not explained to me properly." I literally facepalmed myself. Our manager has been doing her job beautifully for the last 6+ years, so at this point I was highly doubting that she explained it in the way that Karen was saying. But I give her the benefit of the doubt, ruling it out as simple miscommunication. We will get it sorted, right? Nope. She finally accepted that she has to pay the remaining balance, but gives me the silent treatment after that. Over the next 2 weeks, I texted her about certain details I just want to confirm, but she never responded. Then the event rolled around yesterday. Supervisor 1 and myself set the restaurant up neatly, moved some other tables upstairs to our loft areas so that our in-house guests can have a space for dinner without being bothered by the celebration in the main restaurant. Entitled daughter finally shows up at around 11 a.m. with her decorator to get the final touches done. She's very happy with the space, compliments our service, and keeps calling me sweetie. And then we leave her and the decorating team to do their thing so that we can get the lunch and dinner setups done. I am nearing an 8-hour shift by the time I can finally sit down and just eat. Having worked 12 days in a row now with multiple double shifts, and suffice to say, I'm a little cranky. I do my own scheduling. I'm working a lot due to being understaffed in the restaurant, so I'm there a lot to help my staff. I took one bite of my food, and my office phone rings. I see that it's the front desk extension. I answer. Receptionist 1. Hi. Karen wants to speak to you. Me trying not to cry, I say, okay, I'll be there. I put my pizza slice down, take a sip of my Red Bull, and trot off to reception. I spot Karen standing at reception looking absolutely defeated. I put on my best customer service smile and speak in a sickly sweet voice. Hi ma'am, is everything alright? I'm just being told now that I cannot bring my DJ. I stand there dumbfounded. Why was I not told before that I cannot bring a DJ? I've already paid for him, and I don't think I will get my money back as he's already on his way here. Ma'am, you never mentioned that you were bringing a DJ. No, I did. When I did the walk around with the manager, I mentioned that I was going to bring a DJ and she said that it was fine. I've wasted more money now. I give a quick glance towards the front office manager. A silent plea. And now the front office manager is being so rude to me, making me feel like I'm stupid, telling me that it's a public area and obviously a DJ will be a problem. I just look at her nodding. What am I going to do now? I guide her away from reception, explaining that because this is a hotel, we cannot accommodate a DJ in the restaurant, as we have guests that will be disturbed by the music. We have to take our other guests into consideration. She sighs, puts her hand in front of her mouth and just says, Is there any way we can get the DJ here? I tell her that the best I can do is create a playlist for her on our sound system in a restaurant. She accepts this begrudgingly and wanders off to her decorating team. I shoot a look at the front office manager again, and I just see her smirking. I love that woman's no-nonsense attitude. I disappear to my office again, my pizza cooled by now, and I just frown. I plop down on my chair and shuffle pizza into my mouth, trying to also get as much work done as possible before the start of the event at 4 p.m. so that I can be present on the floor. 4 p.m. rolls around, I'm exhausted. Having worked 10 hours already, I just need to stay around for an hour to make sure everything is going fine. Then I can slip away. Psych. We set out 58 plates, 50 guests and 8 children, as was confirmed. And we let the party begin. They are loud, oh my god. Supervisor 1 and 2 and myself have to constantly ask for music to be put softer, for them to not scream that we have guests in the loft area, but this falls on deaf ears. Supervisor 2 eventually said that if this continued to be too loud, we will have to ask them to leave. This finally kicks in and they tone it down. I make sure my staff are okay, that all areas are covered and have a quick chat with a few guests, and head off for the night. I have accommodation in the hotel as I was placed here on a temporary contract to fix the food and beverage department, to then be transferred to a hotel in the same group in my city, about 4 hours away. I try to relax as much as possible, but knowing I have a proper Karen on my hands, I only stayed away for about an hour. I got dressed in casual clothes and headed back to the restaurant. What I saw nearly gave me a heart attack. That and the 3 Red Bulls I've already had at that point. There were easily 60 plus people in the restaurant, not the 50 that were paid for. I walk into the kitchen and the chefs are visibly panicking. They cannot keep up with the amount of food that is being needed to replenish the buffet station. The executive chef says, "Hey, there are more than 70 people. What is going on?" Okay, so after the executive chef was practically pooping her pants, I went to the front office with a look that screamed, "Emergency." I told the manager that there are way too many people here. She tried to calm me down. I too can be a drama queen. She grabbed 2 cigarettes for us to quickly go smoke. Once we were back inside, we went upstairs to the loft area that overlooks the restaurant. We did a walkabout and did a hit count each. She counted 72, I counted 74. But I was absolutely exhausted, so I could have been wrong. She counted again 72. At that point, the manager was so tired of this woman and her antics, calling her a chance taker, that she just burst out laughing. The front office manager and I went to her office. On our way looking for the Karen so I could discuss the extra attendees. Could not find her at all. It was a themed event and every single person wore white. A sea of snow almost. I shoot her a text, explaining that we have done a head count and now the additional buffet needs to be rung up on her docket. And she needs to pay the balance so that we can settle it on the point of sale. I finally spotted her through that tinted window between the office and reception. Phone, ever so gracefully, lighting up her face. She squinted, stared at her phone some more, whispered to the person next to her, then called Supervisor 2 over to her. Oh boy, here we go. I chat some more with the manager and Supervisor 2 walks in, almost laughing. Hey, Karen is asking for you. I grin at the manager and she just wishes me luck. I walk over to our lounge area next to the reception where Karen is sitting with 3 other ladies, one of which was wearing a big, puffy white dress, similar to a wedding dress. Ah, you must be the guest of honor. I'm stressing about this pill now. I was having such a great night, and now I feel it's just spoiled. I look at her holding the check. A nice fat 24,000 something bucks in bold. I snicker internally to myself. This chick was her drinks and all buffet. I tell her, ma'am, you informed us that you will be attending with 50 guests. We have to charge you for the food that your guests have eaten. Thank God that we always do keep a fair amount of food in the fridge in case of emergency, because we can just suddenly have a party of 20 people wanting to have lunch on a lastminute.com walk-in.
But the point of a buffet is that it's all you can eat. The food ran out so quickly.
Ma'am, with all due respect, it would run out quicker than expected due to having to cater for over 70 people instead of 50. We catered for 50 people having at least 2.5 portions each. That's an extra 50 odd portions that were unexpectedly needed. And this is where the entitled mother finally steps up. The entitled mother in her big poofy dress, looking down at me and says,
"This is not right. My daughter has paid a lot of money and still she's treated poorly. Your service staff are disgustingly rude. That lady, the manager, is so rude and it's shocking."
Then Karen, the daughter, says,
"Yes, I don't have this kind of money. And with all my money being wasted on the DJ that I could not get here, I will only be able to pay on the 31st.
4 days after her event. My eyes widened a little at the sudden hostility, as I felt I've been very respectful and have been trying to resolve this amicably. I tell them, unfortunately, you will have to settle the balance before you leave the premises, whether that be when you check out tomorrow or leave tonight. We cannot allow you off the property without paying. The entitled mother huffs and puffs and says something to her daughter in a language that I do not understand. Very common language spoken here, but I'm part of a minority that doesn't speak it. I speak to the manager and supervisor too that she needs to sign her bill before she leaves the restaurant. I am mentally drained, and I peace out for the night. Next morning, a new day full of opportunities to resolve the bitterness from last night. A new day full of promising drama. I'm up early, get dressed, and head for the restaurant. It is super quiet and I make myself the most awful cappuccino I have ever made in my life. I get to work, chat with the executive chef, and being typical women, we gossip about the previous night. And always remember, speak of the devil and you shall step on his tail. My office phone rings. It is reception. I giggle as I answer, eager for some more drama. But alas, I was not pleased. The security at the main gate gives each guest a slip with a gate code for when they leave. When a guest loses their slip, a senior manager has to escort the guest to the main gate, confirm that the guest has stayed at the hotel, sign their new slip, and off everyone goes. I am lazy as hell. I refuse to walk the 500 or 600 meters way to the main gate. So I go to my hotel room, get my car keys, and drive to the main gate. And oh lord, do I start drooling. It is a wine-red colored Mustang GT that the manager and I have been eyeing every time we went to smoke. Just pure chef's kiss perfection. Security lets them out, I wish them a pleasant trip, and drive back to my hotel. I forgot my cigarettes in my hotel room that morning, so I went back for those. On my way to my room, I passed the reception. Oh god, there is Karen, her entitled mom, and her entitled friend. The entitled friend spots me. Little white lady that's been so accommodating to our every insufferable need. Snaps her fingers at me, beckoning me over like a mutt. I stick on a smile, just desperate to go smoke, rather wanting to put a fire out with my face and talk to this piece of work. Karen's entitled friend is screaming,
You need to do something about her. She's the rudest person I have ever dealt with. You need to speak to her. Teach her how to treat guests.
I calmly raise my hands, asking her to please keep her voice down and to please explain what happened. She practically spits out a repetition of what she just said. I asked to be excused and slip into my manager's office, and she's just smirking. This is what the manager told me happened when I was letting the guest out at the main gate. Receptionist too was helping them finalize payments so that they can't check out and just leave to be Death Eaters elsewhere. The manager hears a slight commotion start up and goes to the front desk to ask if she can be of assistance. The entitled trio just unleash at her, saying that she must not even speak to them. She's rude, and Karen's friend even dared her to come around to this side of the desk, recording the manager and threatening to post our terrible hotel on Twitter. The manager has had enough of this and got out her pepper spray and bam, right into their eyes. And out of nowhere, police officers appeared right in front of them. Turns out, the receptionist found out the credit cards were maxed out and knew these witches were not going to go down easy, so she called for some help. They threw their little tantrum to the police officers, who were excellent in handling this, might I add. The receptionist had already informed them of everything. They told the witches to calm down and went to confirm the receptionist's story in the footage room. They came back out and cuffed them and ordered them to cooperate with them so they don't spend the night in jail. The police officer reassured us we would receive our money, but these people needed some shaking up. We did get the money the day after. Karen sent someone to pay for them, and I was told they pleaded and cried their eyes out in the back of the police car. And now we have reached the end of today's stories. Thank you for watching and see you next time.